Hello everyone, I've already tried to record this video and I just ended up rambling and coughing into the microphone, so yeah, I thought I'd better restart this. Yeah, I just want to make this very clear at the start. This is going to be a bit of a ramble, a bit of a, not a rant, but just a very weird video, I guess. So if you want to click off it, I don't blame you. But we're just going to be talking about DSP and just getting a lot of stuff off of my mind, because you need to do this when you follow DSP, because there's that much stuff that can build up and you're just thinking, how can one person have all this drama, all this stuff happen all the time? So if you don't know who DSP is, I'm going to leave some links in the description. I'm going to leave links to certain channels which I like, that just summarises content very quickly, very down to the point. So like Snort Banal is going to be one of them. James Alessa, GTG, I'll probably say is the best, although his videos are quite long and very in depth, and you learn so much from any of them, to be honest. But I'm going to leave some links in the description. But to summarise DSP, he's a man, he's about 40 years old, I think he's about 37 actually, who has not let go of the fact that he isn't a good person. He just wants to hold on to this image of him being the best, like the best gamer, number 4 at Evo, number 1 ranked American Super Turbo 2 fighter that year. He hasn't let go of that. If you don't know who he is, this makes no sense to you. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about what's happened in 2020, and more importantly, this bankruptcy filing. Now, if you don't know, he's obviously just filed for bankruptcy, and it is hilarious to run through the document, his bankruptcy filing, sorry, because there's that many mistakes and just so many contradictions in there. One of my favourite ones is when he says, "No, I don't have a cat, but I pay for cat food." It's like, what? And then there's another section in there, and bear in mind he's a Twitch streamer and well, he doesn't say he's a YouTuber, but he is, because he uploads content there. He says he doesn't have electronics. Now, how can someone who has an online presence, who records and streams gameplay all day, every day except one day, apart from when he's randomly ill, how can they not have any electronics? And that pretty much would just summarise DSP in his own actions throughout his entire career, pretty much. Well, I use career with massive quotation marks there. But anyways, let's just talk about this bankruptcy filing before I just end up waffling on. So, something really simple you need to understand is, and by the way, I'm not a bankruptcy lawyer at all, I'm not a legal professional, but with bankruptcy in America, there's 2 different chapters that DSP could have filed for. There's Chapter 7 and there's Chapter 13. Now, I'm just going to break this down extremely simply. Chapter 7 is pretty much where your assets get sold off and you start back at square one. So your debts pretty much get absolved. You lose a lot of your items and possessions, but you start back at square one. And I'd probably say that's the chapter that people who don't have a lot of income, who don't have a lot of savings, they just need to find something to sell to get money to just start over. That's it. And Chapter 13 it's almost like you reorganising yourself, so it's more for businesses, I guess, or people who earn a lot of money. So for example, your property isn't sold and the court tells you how much you have to pay. So DSP earns, I'd probably say on average, about $9,000 per month. So they'd say, for example, DSP, you pay us $7,000 per month and you have $2,000 to live on out of what you earn that month. And they'll reorganise your business or your income, and they'll go, right, you don't need that, just pay for basics, and then in 10 years you'll be fine, you'll paid off your debt. That's a very simple breakdown of it. I'm not a legal professional, but that's just what I understand it to be. Out of those 2, DSP should have filed for Chapter 13 because he earns a lot of money. On average, he earns well over $100,000 per year. But DSP has filed for Chapter 7 Now, Chapter 7, as I've said before, is mainly aimed at people who don't have a lot of money, but they have things like a house or a car, or they have things that they can sell that they live in, or they just have things that are worth a lot of money, but they don't have money to spare, like spare income. But DSP earns a lot of income, over $100,000 per year, so he should have filed for Chapter 13, but he didn't because it's DSP. And also as well, with Chapter 13, it means that DSP he doesn't have control, he can't do what he wants, whereas with Chapter 7, it's over extremely quickly, it's in like 3 or 4 months usually, or 3 to 5 months, and he can start back at square one and he can do what he wants with his money. And I guess in his mind he's thinking, my followers can spam me loads of money, get loads of bits and cheers and stuff, I'll be fine, I'll be back at earning $200,000 per year easy. But with him trying to do this, he's lied on a legal document that literally says at the bottom, I have basically filled this document out to the best of my intentions. I have not lied, I have not committed perjury. DSP has lied and he signed that, and it's just hilarious. Like, as I said at the start of this video, I think it was the start of this video, it might have been the other one that didn't work. He said that, like, he's contradicted himself in it. He said before, on one part of the filing, no, I don't own any pets, such as a cat, a dog, a horse, and there was another animal thrown there. But then underneath it he says, yes, I pay $100 per month for cat food. So it's either DSP eats cat food, or he's lied. Now, some people have said that the cat might be, well, Jasper, his cat, might be named in his wife's name, which would make sense, but because DSP is filing as a single person, he's not filing as like him and his wife, even though his wife is all over this document. It's a bit confusing, but DSP's filing just for himself, so unless he's transferred everything into his wife's name to avoid all of all of this stuff, like having to pay stuff back or all of his consoles and stuff being taken off him, that is pretty illegal, I think, or it's definitely morally wrong. But that was my phone going off, but it's just really bizarre, and that sort of threw me off guard a bit there. But yeah, and the other funny thing about this bankruptcy filing is the income that he's claiming that he earns. So, as I've said before, people have worked out how much income he earns off of bits, cheers, subs. I know it's not Patreon, no, this is just off Twitch alone. So just off Twitch alone, it's about $10,000, but I'd probably say $8,000 to $9,000 per month he usually earns. But the funny thing is, DSP has said on this filing that he earns $60,000 per year. But when you look at the last 6 months, which you have to declare how much money you've earned, DSP's earned $60,000 in the last 6 months. So it's either DSP gets paid for half the year and then that's it, nothing else, or he's obviously lied, and it's pretty much the last thing I just said. He's obviously lying about this. And I just want to sort of run through the final thing, which is the amount of debt that he owes, which is $500,000, or just shy of $500,000, which is insane. $130,000 of this is just credit cards. I think there's about 13 or 14, I think it's 14 credit cards that DSP has actually got and owes people on. One of them, it's something ridiculous, like $26,000. It's just like, how can one person rack up that much debt that fast? Well, I think most people have worked out how he's done that, because this is going to be a completely different video if I get into this, but there's this game called WWE Champions, and as DSP's described it, it's Candy Crush, but with WWE. He has spent $40,000 on this game alone, and some people have theorised that 3 of these credit cards are solely for WWE champions. So people have thought the one with $26,000 on, or the one that he owes $26,000 on. I think there's one by, is it Citibank? I think there's 3 credit cards by that company. It might be all 3 of them. So he's got credit cards just to spend money on a game, or he's got them and has just happened to spend loads of money on this game. It's absolutely mental. But the amount of debt is just insane. And at the end of the day, look at his stream. I might put a picture up now, I might not. I don't really want to venture over to that pig pen to get a clip of it, but just look at his stream. There's nothing interesting going on. There's a man on a love seat just watching the TV. That's all it is. It's just a normal stream, but he is so entitled. It is absolutely mental. I'm going to have to end this video in a second because I'm just going to end up rambling about just absolutely random things. But yeah, at the end of the day, DSP, he just needs to sort his life out, but it's pretty much too late at this point. Most people reckon his wife's going to leave him with the cat. I can't really comment on that. I find it quite funny when people say all stuff like that, but yeah, I don't want to comment on that. But at the moment, there's loads of stuff coming out now about how the Washington state are employing these specific lawyers to keep an eye on him and his condo, because people are theorising that his Washington condo is going to get taken off him. So he'll literally have nowhere to live, which I don't want to see anyone throwing it on the street. I just want to make that very, very abundant. But he's earned so much money over the years, and he just hasn't saved any of it, and he's that much in debt. Anyways, I'm just going to have to end this video here. I'm really sorry about this. This is just, I don't even know if this is going to be a random ramblings or not, but yeah, I hope you like this video. And we've just hit 50 subs, so thank you very much for that. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one. Man, my voice went in. I hope to see you in the next one. That was a very cringy way to end that video.